Ladies and gentlemen, the LMPD is back in the news again. This is definitely one of these police departments that need to just start all over, just fire everybody and start all over from scratch. You can't fix this corruption any other way. Well, this LMPD officer is suspended for a controversial traffic stop of a Black couple leaving church. I want y'all to start noticing the amount of Black couples that are being harassed and attacked and even killed by cops, because those stories are now starting to come out more often where they're attacking and harassing and even killing both the man and woman. All right, so this came out on WDRB.com, October 22nd, 2020. A Louisville Metro Police officer was suspended one day for violating pat down procedures during a controversial traffic stop of a Black couple in August 2018. Now, that's another thing. You notice the delay in all these stories, including Breonna Taylor. Is always a big delay before we find out about these stories. As they were driving home from church, but Officer Josh Doerr and other police on the scene were not punished for any of the other allegations of improper conduct during the stop of Anthony Parker and his fiancee and 9-year-old son at 28th Street and Broadway, according to an LMPD memo on the findings obtained by WDRB News. Officers told Parker he failed to use a turn signal, but a body cam video showed Parker had signaled to turn. How many times do I have to tell you these cops do nothing but lie on police reports? So this cop put on the police report, y'all, that he failed to use a turn signal. And then when they went to the body cam, there was a turn signal used. Pathological liars. Pathological liars. The three were surrounded by officers from the 9th Mobile Division, blocked in by unmarked vehicles behind and in front of them, questioned, removed from the car and frisked, while police thoroughly search inside the car and trunk. Over a turn signal? Are you fucking... They did all of this over a turn signal. A turn signal? All these people are petty as hell. Whoa, your kingdom is fallen. It's fallen, it's fallen. My goodness, all of that over a turn signal. When Parker's girlfriend, Demetria Furman, was frisked in her church dress while her purse and the vehicle were torn apart without consent, she asked Officer Doerr if something was wrong, according to a federal lawsuit filed in 2019 against former Chief Steve Conrad and the commander of the 9th Mobile Division and 4 officers. Good. I'm glad they're suing. I'm glad they're suing. They did all of this over a damn turn signal. You can't tell me white people get stopped for this reason. You know damn well you don't. Mm-mm-mm. This is how we conduct all of our stops, Doerr responded. So you box in people, have the whole family get out the car, pat them down. No, you don't. You don't do that with every stop, you damn liar. According to his body cam obtained by WDRB News, We're a different kind of unit that works a little different than traditional. That's a lie. That's a lie. What he did to this couple, he would not have done if this was a white couple. In fact, if they didn't turn on their turn signal, he would have ignored it. In a letter to Doerr from Conrad on March 9th, the former chief said the officer violated policy when he patted down Furman without consent or proper authority. And where were the female cops? Why was this male cop putting his hands all over this black woman? You fail to articulate facts to believe she was armed and dangerous to support that search, Comrade wrote. Doerr was exonerated on the charge of violating a consent search procedure. Of course he do, because that's what cops do. They let each other off. And a claim he violated standard procedures of officer responsibility was deemed unfounded. In the way the Ninth Mobile had handled such stops has been controversial over the last few years, prompting complaints of racial bias, multiple lawsuits, and a drastic change to the department traffic stop policy. In fact, one of the officers involved in the stop, Parker and Furman, Kevin Crawford, was also involved in pulling over an African American teen in August 2018 for making a wide turn. Tahan Lee was forcibly removed from his car and handcuffed while a police dog searched his vehicle. The family sued the police in June 2019. He made a wide turn, and that warrant him being snatched out of his car and a police dog brought in. Wow. Y'all think about this. LMPD is the same department that Daniel Cameron wants to protect. These cops don't deserve any protection at all. They really, truly need to get rid of this qualified immunity. It needs to go. Crawford was also named in the lawsuit filed by a man who was pulled over with a mental disability passenger, and that was on September 18th, 2018, in Frisk, while a drug sniffing dog and officers searched the vehicle, then removing speakers out of the trunk. Okay, well, what does that got to do with the reason why you stopped them? What you removing speakers from somebody's car? You stealing them because you got a gun and a badge? During the lengthy stop, both men had removed their shoes, and the disabled man was searched twice. Both the internal investigation against Crawford in that case and the stop of Parker and Furman were closed by exception because he resigned. But Conrad wrote he had committed no policy violation and would not have been punished. Crawford, who has since been hired by the Jeffersonville Police Department in southern Indiana, is currently named in 3 civil rights suits regarding Louisville traffic stops. And see, that's the thing. This cop got fired, and you see how easy it was for him to just cross state lines and get another job as a cop. And he got all these civil rights suits on him and still got hired. A third officer involved in the Parker Furman stop, Sergeant William Kelly, also did not violate any procedures, Conrad concluded. Furman went to LMPD days after she and Parker were pulled over to file a complaint, complaining the traffic stop was racially motivated and she does not believe they should have been stopped, according to a summary of of the complaint. Now, remember, these two just left church. How much of a threat were they? They just left church, unarmed. He didn't put on a turn signal, and he made a grand finale out of that. I can't stand petty ass people. And this cop is petty. Boy, you folks over there in Indiana, you better get to know this dude's background. The suit claims Parker properly used his turn signal at the intersection of 28th and Broad, as proven on the body cam footage, and argues the reason for the stop was fabricated by the cop. And I believe that. He's right about that. He had to come, he saw this black couple driving along, and he had to come up with some fakeified reason to pull them over. And that was the best he came up with. You didn't use your turn signal, but on the body cam video, he used it. Mm-mm-mm. And even if he didn't use his turn signal, attorney Josephine Buckner and Sam Aguilar, they said it was still no reason for the police to suspect guns and drugs in the car. Because somebody didn't use a turn signal, guns and drugs, y'all, some of these people are too damn dumb to be cops. They really are. Too dumb. Mm-mm-mm. Any guns in the car? Detective Crawford asked Parker after telling him he was pulled over for failing to use his turn signal, according to the body cam video. Okay, so there were no narcotics or anything. So the cop responds, "No narcotics or anything, man. Your hands are shaking like a leaf, brother. Even your face is. I just like people to be honest and straight up with me." What kind of garbage is this cop talking about? I mean, even if he was shaken, that's not illegal. How the hell is that? How is that? How does that indicate drugs or guns because somebody is shaking or trembling? That don't mean they got guns and some drugs. Ooh, where do y'all get these retards from? Oh my goodness. So, of course, Parker and his girlfriend Furman are suing, and the case is still pending for unspecified monetary damages, and a jury trial is what they're trying to get. So everything's in a pending state for them. Wow. So they said the stop likely violated several new policies that were put in place last summer, which raised the threshold for pulling over drivers and adding rules on when people can be removed from their vehicles or handcuffed, as well as limiting the number of police cruisers that can be involved. I don't think if somebody did not use a turn signal, but this man did use his, why do you need all of these other cops to be there over something like that? I seen less cops at a store for somebody that was stealing, you know, shoplifting. I seen less, I would go into a Walmart and somebody would get busted for shoplifting. You might see one cop car, two the most. It just seems like almost the whole police department came out for this stop, boxed the guy in and everything. Ooh, y'all petty and frivolous, but you want to be taken seriously. Get real. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.